From the pen of Ewashia, 22nd of Dagmar, which is like the month, to the attention of the Archmage Sonlen. So Ewashia is writing to Sonlen. Says, though we have not met face to face, word of your exploits and your honorable nature have made their way to me. There is also a rumor circulating that you seek a cure to the strange affliction that has so suddenly struck low the Valkyrie of the former alliance. If these rumors are indeed true, then we are of the same mind on this matter. For many cycles of the moon, I have sought to brew a cure for the strange poison and its effect on the mind. I have studied and experimented using my knowledge of the ebb and flow of life-giving waters and the secrets within. It would seem that the effects of the poison on its own are to incite violent rage and a loss of nearly all self-control. When mixed with water of the well springs, though, the effects become far more insidious, including paranoia, hostility, and a slow withering of the body and mind. Finally, this past fortnight, I thought that I had discovered the right combination of ingredients that I have been searching for. So confident was I that I sought to test the antidote on willing volunteers from amongst our own ranks. Sadly, it was too late that I realized my error. The concoction is imperfect, though some were spared. Many of those who partook of only a small dose of the poison were sent into a violent rage, blind to their allegiances or better senses. It is with great shame that I must admit the limitations of my knowledge. I fear that the secret to restoring sanity to the Valkyrie generals and order to this world is outside my abilities alone. However, and I hesitate to even share my suspicions for the danger it could pose if I am correct, I do believe there is one who may possess the hidden knowledge that we so desperately need. The wizard Rakshot has delved deep into the forbidden practices of death and decay, breaking some of the oldest taboos of our homeland. Though their pursuits are repulsive and their methods unthinkable, it has granted them a knowledge of the line between life and death that few others, even wizards, such as ourselves, possess. If my sources are correct, they too have been summoned here to Valhalla in service of the Lady Revna, unsurprising given her own penchant of necromancy. I would never suggest making contact with this individual if I did not think it was our only hope. I do not know how much time we have until the long-term effects of the poison are irreversible, or worse, fatal. I beg of you to seek them out in your travels and pass along my plea for aid and the token I have enclosed to prove my sincerity. The beast who has brought this note to you is my loyal companion, Anshu. I have instructed him to aid you on your quest. I would also advise you to seek out another who hails from my home world and whom my sources tell me has been summoned to these lands by your own Lord Uller. His name is Halushia, and like myself, is a talented wizard, though his demeanor can be odd at first. I believe you will find him to be an invaluable ally. Many years ago, you and your compatriots aided Aquila, or Aquila, depending on how you say it, my commander and savior, in defending the jungles of Tekala against the onslaught of Maro corruption. Your courage and wisdom helped to save my general's people. It is my sincerest hope that you may once again come to our aid in this time of uncertainty and dire need. With greatest sincerity, in service of the High Priestess Aquila, the Master of Tides, Ewashia. It's very interesting, very, very interesting. And then we are going to read this bit of Valhallan language here, Valhallan script, because I have it interpreted right here. And what it says right here is, where Lar and Nastralond embrace in dark water, a battle will be waged to end all wars. A storm that renders time and earth, a gale force that sweeps the sky away. The dead crawl from their graves to greet the one who will be master of Valhalla's fate. When all these come to pass, beware, Valhalla's future will be shaped. Thus writes Malidun, the prophet. Very, very, very interesting. Justin says, help me, Sonlen, you're my only hope. In a sense, yeah. So I have some thoughts. So we'll go through this again. So okay, to attention of Archmage Sonlen, though we have not met face to face. So Ewashia is writing to Sonlen, and Ewashia is making sure that Sonlen's getting a letter through one of her furry woodland creatures, who is it? It's Anshu, so Anshu the Welkin-eye. Okay. And so a very invested character. This is also a character that has been investigating the madness of this poison, and has even tried to find a way to create a cure, but it wasn't effective. So that basically shows Ewashia as being a character that's at the very least committed to Aquila and her faction. I believe Ewashia is a her, to her faction, and basically we're creating like kind of a new team up, so to speak, like compatriots, together. Although Ewashia herself isn't alongside Sonlen, but one of her it's not Vorid, it's oh my goodness, the name escapes me. Okay, familiars, the familiars, yeah, the familiars. Here, hold on a second. Familiars. Here, just wanna. Here, give me a second. So that is, let's see here, an Anshu. Okay. So yeah, an Anshu is okay, is a beast, unique hero. Okay. All right, that's that makes sense. Okay. Let's see here. If these rumors are indeed true, then we are the same mind in this matter. So just trying to seek an alliance. So everything's broken apart, but at the same time, you still have other individuals of different factions finding a way to ally themselves with people, or at the very least send help, because this poison, this issue, involves all the Valkyrie generals basically. It wouldn't surprise me if it was issue with Utgar as well. It wouldn't surprise me if something was going on with Utgar too, as well as the other Valkyrie generals. Although we don't know what's going on with Velarak just yet, because Velarak has not taken the stage so far. Let's see here. It seems effects of the poison are to incite violent rage, loss in area self-control. So we're learning in this, the specific symptoms of the poison that's being inflicted to anybody who drinks the poison wellspring water. And see here, finally, if I discovered combination. So Ewashia isn't just unique with water. She's also kind of like a chemist, a wizard, one who's in the practice of some type of medicine at least. So she has that knowledge. Makes me wonder though, when people went to a violent rage, what happened to them? Would she have to kill them then? Or would they have to be just restrained until they die or something? Because obviously the violent ragers keep on going probably until they die. So either she would have had to kill these test subjects or restrain them until they did die. That's an interesting that would be an interesting thing to ask, actually. What happened to these test subjects that she gave this quote-unquote cure to? It seems to me her cure just intensified the process or accelerated it. Hello Nathan, how are you doing tonight? This is very interesting. Looks like we're going back to the Dark Lakes. An update of the old school map, maybe? I don't. What are you referring to, Nathan? Sometimes I don't even know what I'm reading. But I'm hoping that there is an update to the old maps. Okay, so here I actually got it right here. See, there's most of the old Valhalla map right here. So I mean, you have Takala jungle down. Well, you can't see it, but it's like past Valkyrin here, and then where Sonlen is at the moment. I believe Sonlen's either in Elkstrom or somewhere. I think somewhere in Bleakwood actually, at this time. So I don't know. I don't remember in my lore where the Dark Lakes are. Although I don't mind being educated on that. Let's see here. It's a great shame I must admit limitations to my knowledge. So she's admitting that she doesn't know everything, which is great. I fear that the secret of restoring sanity to the Valkyrie generals in order to this world is outside of my abilities alone. However, I hesitate to even share my suspicions for the danger it could pose. If I'm correct, I do believe there's one who may possess forbidden knowledge. So this is someone. I don't think Rakshot is someone friendly to Ewashia. Nathan says it's a scenario either from Rise of the Valkyrie Master Set, or it may have been an online scenario. Okay, I might have to check that out later, and then next scenario I might talk about it if I look it up. That's interesting. It's been a while since I've looked up the old. Why is it Valkyrie, or would it be Swarm of the Morrow? Because I think it sounds actually familiar from Swarm of the Morrow, but it's been a while since I've read through those books. Dark Lakes are the spot between Nastrelon and Lar mentioned in the Valhallan text. So right here, probably around here. Because Nastrelon and Lar, there we are. I mean, there are little lakes here, so, and there's some numbers indicating that there have. I'm considering this is the old maps. This would be one or two would be examples of scenarios in the original rulebook. Yep. Okay, that makes sense, and I'll have to reread through that, rebrush up on my lore knowledge here. Okay, that's a very good observation there, Nathan. Thank you. Okay. That's on my abilities. I don't have right machine suspicions for the danger. I do. Okay, so Rackshot. Yeah, so Ewashia definitely doesn't agree with what Rackshot's doing, but she also is, I'd say, wise enough or humble enough to think Rackshot might know something I don't know. Although Rackshot's the tree, basically. Unbelievable scary tree of death. Although the miniature itself is like kind of it's like, I wish it would have been a little bit bigger, to be perfectly honest. The scale of it just is less scary. But anyway, it's still an amazing looking sculpt. Let's see here. Her own pension. Okay. Yeah. So that's an interesting take on the poison, though. Seeming the poison is more like an undead thing, maybe. I would never suggest making contact with this individual if I did not think it was our only hope. So yeah, you're desperate. I do not know how much time we have until long-term effects of the poison are irreversible or worse, fatal. So time is running out. We're showing that they're on a clock, basically. Don't know, and they don't know how long they have. I beg of you to seek them out. So Sonlen, seems like Sonlen possibly could be going on an adventure. Pass along my plea for aid and the token I have enclosed to prove my sincerity. So I wonder what that token is. That's interesting. The beast who is okay, and so Anshu and Sonlen on an adventure. I think that's kind of cool. To where you have these characters, mingling together. I have instructed him to aid you on your quest. I would also advise you to seek out another who hails from my so Ewashia, Anshu, and Sonlen on an adventure. I suppose a lot of us can't wait till Ewashia comes in our mailboxes soon. Let's see, many years ago, you and your compatriots, and this is referring back to the past, which is a great nod to what the past was. Basically, the assistance in Takala during the Morrow corruption. So now my question is, though, okay, what's going on with the Morrow currently? Have they all been wiped out? Are they still? I mean, we have a Morrow pirate, but where are the other Morrow? Are they all like wiped out? Are they just brooding around like somewhere? I wonder what's going on with them. Your courage and wisdom help save my general's people. It's my sincerest hope that you may once again come to our aid in time of uncertainty and dire need. So once again, into the fray. Okay, and then this script here, again, I'll read through it again. Where Lar and Nostralon embrace in dark water. Okay, so that's what you're talking about, Nathan. So right there, Lar and Nostralon. Okay, so something to do with prophecy there. A battle will be waged to end all wars. A storm that renders time and earth. A gale force that sweeps the sky away. I found this next sentence very interesting. The dead crawl from their graves to greet the one who will be master of Valhalla's fate. That is establishing something pretty deep. Pretty deep. When all these come to pass, beware. Valhalla's future will be shaped. That's interesting. So prophecy, and we've seen this name before, Maladon, the prophet. It's not. I don't think this is the first time that we've taken from Maladon's prophecies. So it's kind of cool that this is written in here in secret text, and this indicating that Renegade's got something there. They're going deep with this. Anyway, so I want to check something real quick. Let's see who's the authors of this. Is let's see here. I don't know if my buddy Jeremy is. No, not yet. Okay, so none of this is Jeremy's work just yet. Or otherwise his name would be in there. But I know his stuff is coming soon. But I mean, look, from the first scenario 1 and the lore that went with it to this, there is a lot of depth. Now, of course, we are like moving back and forth between characters, and as I was saying to Josiah last Sunday, I feel like, you know, they should have just a narrative point to where it's centered on certain characters throughout this whole world, and just keep on driving that narrative forward. And we are bouncing around to different characters, but at the very least, this narrative story is still being centered on Sonlen and what he's doing, what he's up to, or what he should be doing. So that's still driving that centered narrative forward. It's just you're adding other characters in it. So in a sense, I guess I'm okay with it. But like I said, this makes me look forward to every month popping up, just seeing, okay, what's going to be next when it comes to the story that's developing. And I guess we just have to end up waiting and seeing for it. So I guess I would say reading through this, like I said, there was a lot to read through, some very big paragraphs here. But we got to know more about other characters, what are their motivations. And this is a setup of a very interesting quest, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the resolution will be for this. But I just hope it comes down to a huge battle. I know we do small skirmishes with Heroscape, but if any of you know my work, I love me animating some huge Heroscape battles involving literally over 100 miniatures. Probably won't come down to that, but you know, I can still dream, can't I? Anyway, so that is taking a look at the next Sonlen's journal entry. That isn't Sonlen's journal entry, it's Ewashia, but still from the same. It's still the journals of Heroscape, of Sonlen, and this definitely drives this narrative forward, and we will see what happens next. Added bonus, everybody. Even though I can't show this on the screen because I don't have time to go ahead. Let me just read through this. Let's see what Nathan has discovered here. Okay, so the Forsaken Waters. For centuries, the Dark Lake separated the regions of Lar and Nastraland. When the search for well springs began, the lakes became a source of dispute between archkiris on each side. They each built a fort on their shore, but dozens of skirmishes quickly reduced the area to ruins. Okay, interesting. So would that prophecy then be speaking about the past, or is it speaking about the future, or both? Anyway, okay, basic game, Dive of the Dark Lakes. A rumor has been spreading concerning the Dark Lakes. In the depths of these cold, dark waters may lie the source of the well springs. Ah, Nathan. The Valkyrie general, who controls the Forsaken Waters, could use deep dive devices to explore the waters. But there are 2 Valkyrie generals with deep dive devices, and so that is the basic game. Let's see what the master game lore says. With winter coming, maintaining control of the pass through the Forsaken Waters becomes very important. The warm waters keep snow away, allowing safe passage between Lar and Nastraland. Controlling the Forsaken Waters gives the Valkyrie General an advantage throughout the winter. 2 opposing sides are here to fight for it, and calls for reinforcements have been sent. Okay, but I think it's the first part here in this basic game one, where it says, in the depths of these cold, dark waters may lie the source of the well springs. So does this mean that when we're talking about prophecy, whatever is the source, whoever decided to bring these well springs to being, or wherever the source is coming from, lies within that moment. And I don't think that it was by chance that Renegade decided to put this prophecy here. Are we eventually somewhere down the storyline going to, like, we're going to have characters that most likely might discover the source from whence the well springs came that started everything? That's something to think about. That's something to think about, Nathan. That I'm glad I have my chat. I'm glad I have my chat. As you guys think up of the coolest things, so that is also something to take in. So, we're an astronaut, embrace the dark water, a battle be waged to end all wars. So this battle be waged to end all wars, maybe it's to eventually discover the source where all these well springs come. Well, that's something for you guys to chew on in the future. I'll have to probably segment this portion of the video to when I was reading this bit of lore too. So again, thank you, Nathan, for that. And we'll wrap then with this again. Ewashia's letter, that fantastical lore of Valhalla. And thank you again, Nathan, for that insight.